Let's talk about the transfer that is definitely not happening and another door that is opened and the transfer that might actually still happen. Also going to talk about some other things like players who are available and not available for the game at the weekend. We're also going to talk about the Nedbank Cup draw. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I'm Pilo, I'm your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. Feisal Salum is definitely not coming to Kaizer Chiefs. How do I know that? Well, you know, Far Post have reported that Azam FC, a club which Feisal Salum currently plays for, has said to Kaizer Chiefs or people who want to buy Feisal Salum, we will only listen to offers of more than 40 million rands. What are they on? What are they smoking? Chiefs are not gonna spend 40 million rands. Chiefs can barely spend 10 million. So, and it's reasonable. This time, I will not criticize Chiefs for not wanting to pay 40 million rands for a player because he still has to come to South Africa and adapt to our football. What if it doesn't adapt? Now we've thrown 40 million rands down the drain. And I know someone will say, but Sundowns are spending 62 million rands. But they were spending 62 million rands to an already functioning squad. So if let's say take Charles Saleh Wakona Wabolo, if it doesn't work, they already have Ushalulile. They already have Ripper who can also play as a striker. So that money will not be lost because Tina, if we're spending 40 million, we're spending 40 million to try and solve all our problems in midfield, but then it comes in and it doesn't solve those problems. That means we have to go out and spend more. But Sundowns, they have enough depth. So I get where Chiefs would be coming from if they say they don't want to sign this player because of the price. Players who are available for this weekend, one who scared me the most was Utuba because he's got a praise. We all know, we saw this. I had a very good game in terms of goal scoring, good finishing as well. But then he went out cramping and it was just that. It was a cramp. Thought it was something serious. So I'm grateful for that. But another thing that Unabi said, which some of you might not like, is the reason why he does not start Fanalo Waga Vilagazi in many games. Because people have been saying, why is Mfundo Vilagazi not starting games? And when I said this, because I know he's your favorite and you're always going to protect him. But Unabi is saying he does not think that Mfundo Vilagazi has been developed to the fullest. I mean, how many times have you seen Utuba himself limping out in games because he's cramping, right? So it happens to Mfundo Vilagazi, Utuba as well. And now you want that same fatigue to happen to Vilagazi. I think it's a very good thing by the coach. And he also said something else. He said that he does not have enough consistency to play 90 minutes. And I agree, because I've said this. Mfundo Vilagazi, if you give him like the last 30 minutes of the game, he will come in, set the house on fire and play a game and just, you know, you see with your, wow, what a sub. Why does he not start many games? Because he does this. But the thing is, when he came on against Stellenbosch, because he came on around the 26 minutes, and then he just, like, yeah, we see him for the first 10 minutes after he comes on, and then he just kind of disappeared, right? He just disappeared and you didn't see where he was. And then he comes in with an assist, boom, then it's a goal. Then he kind of disappears again, right? So those kind of things, they show you that as good as he is, there's still that thing of you need intensity to be there for the full 90 minutes. You need to be present for the whole 90 minutes, right? So it's not that he's a bad player, it's just that they are still developing him. And Nabi said something very important, which is the fact that with the minutes that they are giving him, they're trying to give him more time on the pitch, which will then help him build his momentum. You know, I think it's a very good idea. I think it's a very good way of managing a player. And also one thing that Nabi said, which I also said in my analysis before I had listened to what Nabi had said, was the fact that the reason why he took out to Cross, it wasn't because he basically caused the Chiefs problems in terms of what's this thing. It's not because Waboza or Wadlisi Chiefs, but it's because of the fact that defensively, Chiefs ended up having not problems, but they were struggling playing that back three shape, and that ended up being a problem. And by the way, even the coach said it was a back three, so yeah, I was right. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is Cross was substituted not because he made a mistake, but because the system had to change because it was going to cost the whole team. And by the way, I just said this, I don't know how many of you guys, before we talk about Luke Leroux, I don't know how many of you saw this post that I said where I was saying that I did not like the fact that Unabi changed his system to kind of accommodate the players, because this thing of saying, okay, I have strong defenders, maybe I should play 3 of them and play the wing backs, because that had nothing to do with let's have as many defenders as possible, but it was about Ukros. When he last played before he got injured, his game was, 6.5 nyana average, right? But Uplom performed in the last, who's this guy? Frosla has been drinking us, so he was getting benched. Obviously, we bring back Uplom, and then the 2 center backs have been playing, and Utitlok has been performing. So I was like, all these guys have been performing, let's use their momentum and just play them all and find a system that's gonna fit all the players who have performed well so far this season. And also, let's change to Pri's position, let's change Du's position and see how he fits if he plays on the left side of the front 3, because we saw him dribbling from the left sside and scoring a goal. And Utuba centrally, he does score goals, let's try him there. But then there was a problem, and then ended up going to the system that is used to, which is good, because if you're a coach and you see that you made a mistake and you correct it, that's what we want to see, right? Right. Now, we need to talk about the Nedbank Cup, because Chiefs have been drawn against Free Agents FC, which I find funny, right? Before we talk about flus, it's funny because Chiefs are playing against Free Agents FC, and Chiefs are being called, they are called Free Agents FC because they sign free agents most of the times. It's not fun. Anyways, what I want to say is that we're playing this game on the weekend of the 26th. They haven't confirmed where the game will be. I hope it's going to be at FNP Khosi. I cannot travel. For the next 2 weeks, I'm going to Durban to watch games by bus. I'm not going to be sleeping weekends, and then I come back on Monday. I'm looking like a zombie. Become members, please, so that you can help me pay for these trips to about Durban. And yeah, because I can't sleep, because if I sleep, then I'm not gonna come back to school on Monday, Yeah. Luke Leroux. So there is this Swedish newspaper, Twitter account. It does have 1,000 followers, so maybe it's just an account of a person who maybe is lying. But they are saying that Luke Leroux could be on his way back to South Africa, Kaizer Chiefs specifically. Why would Kaizer Chiefs be interested in Luke Leroux? I'll answer you by showing you this. Wait, not him. Not him. Wait, this. Yeah. Do you see that? Do you see how beautiful that is? It's so beautiful. For those of you who do not know what this is Luke Leroux's heat map from this season. This is how much ground he covers. This is where you find him. And I'm not talking about ground, Wuti. Oh, he's very, he runs a lot, because we already have Mart, we already have Ox doing that at Chiefs. They run around a lot, they win the ball a lot, but then they lose the ball a lot. Here's a crazy stat. In the previous game that we played against Stellenbosch that we won, Ox Mtetwa, let me start with Mart so that I make you happy. Mart lost the ball 10 times. I know you are going crazy on the comments. Before I tell you that Ox actually lost the ball 13 times. So more than Mart. But you don't hear people complaining about Mart, Ox losing the ball. But I see collab. The thing is, what we have said, the thing that is undeniable is the fact that both Yusuf Mart and Sibongiseni Mthethwa are very good when it comes to winning the ball back, intercepting and recovering and all of those things. But when it comes to retaining the ball, that's not their greatest strength. And that is why a player like Luke Flus would be Luke Leroux. What did I just say? Luke Leroux. I just thought of Luke Flus. But a player like Luke Leroux would be very good for Chiefs, because he's a controller. Right? He's a controller. He is a box-to-box player, and his job and his concern is not to try and defend. He does defend because he is a central midfielder, but he's also just good at making everyone play. The best example of an 8 type of player that I would like to have at Chiefs would be Allende. So we can't have Allende, but we can have Luke Flus, who does essentially the same thing, because he can go to the goalkeeper, collect the ball, play a pass to Dotli, collect the ball, 10, pass the ball to Mtushabala, collect the ball from him, pass the ball to the winger, collect the ball, play a through ball. Or even if he's not playing the through ball, what's important, what Chiefs needs right now? Someone who can keep the ball. Because we can't keep on losing the ball. Like, you know what frustrates me the most is you see Ox working so hard. He works so hard to Nyambo say, I win a ball. You like, Nyambo say. And then his next pass, he misplaces it. So now we have to do the same thing again. You know, we win it to lose it. You know, but if you have someone like Luke Leroux, then I think the Chiefs are going to be in a very good position. The only problem though with the player like Luke Leroux is the fact that he plays in Sweden, right? And transfer market does not have they don't show all the matches that is played. But lucky for us, with SofaScore, they should be a sponsor of this channel by now. Anyways, so SofaScore, it shows with all the games that he has played. He's actually had only one bad game, guys. One game where he got a rating of 6 point something, very low. But the rest of the games are 7s, are 8, which is a problem because if he's performing well for his team, that means he might have ambitions to move to bigger countries in Europe. However, the last game that he played was on the 24th of November, which makes me say, wait a second. If his last game was on the 24th of November, he's been on the break all this time and he's gonna resume his game. He's playing on the 19th, which is 9 days from today if you are watching on the 10th of January. So that huge gap might not be the greatest because the Swedish league is closing on weird times because of weather and all of that stuff. So he might also want to be closer to home and play for the Chiefs, because if he's playing for the Chiefs, he's getting exposure as well. But also the other thing that is important, there is a huge tournament coming in December. What's the name of that tournament? You guessed it, the Africa Cup of Nations. And if you're in South Africa, Bruce has his eyes on you much more because Bruce is based in South Africa. So he watches your games more often and you might find a way of just getting into that Bafana squad, because yes, Ustole is good, but right now he's been injured and we don't know how good he's gonna be when he comes back from injury. So there's a spot that's available because Alpas plays at Sundowns, but then he doesn't play, but then he does play. So we only know that Umkwena is 100% gonna be fit. Uzwane is also coming back from an injury. So there is something that can still be taken in that midfield position, the Bafana. So coming to the Chiefs might not be a lose-lose for Flus because he's only 24. He can still even sign a 3-year contract with Chiefs and he can still go abroad at 27 and play in another team. But for now, it's possible. And he's only worth 15 million rands. So I said maybe the team might ask for 20 million because he's playing well for them. And I think that would make sense. Do you guys think that, or which player, because I'm phoning it to Nani or Luke Leroux, which player do you think would be very good for the Chiefs right now to solve our midfield failure to retain the ball? Do let me know, of course, on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and become a member. Khosi.